even just something you just go, alright, against that, and just put it over the top.
It's good. And when you get excited, you punch big.
Yeah, besides going, I was like, I might go fuck that, I'll go and get it. Actually, no, I thought we could do. Oh no, I'm set up here. But in theory, next time I have to try it from downstairs. Because I've got a cable and an extension lead. Yourself, you've always got a nice long cable anyway, so between those, like, it's doable.
Yeah.
I think it might not.
Depends on what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
I don't have much choice.
Oh yeah.
Western here all this spice.
Even some, you know, this little cut sector over for power cables. Have that over there. So it's like you got a consistent cover.
This is actually good. I remember the last time I showed you this
Oh
setup,
yeah.
and it was raining and the phone catches mud.
It's in like every time I came here last year, it was raining.
But it will pick up.
Oh yeah.
I was prepared it's gonna be like very cold.
Yeah, I reckon it's gonna be a bit cooler later.
Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
big whip will come down underneath. It's a bit shifty up here. Right. No worries. Mind the big gaping hole with that. I'll make this happen, the refs get across. Good afternoon and welcome to a very beautiful late autumn day here in the western suburbs of Greater Melbourne for your Senol NPLW broadcast for match week 9. I'm William Bennett, bringing you all the action here from a very, very pristine Keilor Park. Our two sides today certainly coming to this wanting more, wishing for more, but the potential for more is extremely high today. Between them, most notably connections to the now former Preston gaffer in Daniel Foden, who is in attendance for the big day, a game he's certainly not going to miss with many of his young prodigies a core part of this Keilor Park side, including no less than 3 former Preston players in Keilor starting lineup. And of course, on the touchline as well, there is his protege gaffer in Liam Drury. As we're saying, coming into this weekend, both sides very much wanting more out of things, with both Preston and Keilor Park at the moment the better off compared to some sides, but still 8 games played and already they're in a relegation battle. It's not a position that any club would be envious of, particularly these 2 fiercely competitive, fiercely unfortunate sides in this particular campaign. As we mentioned, there is a couple of former Preston players in this Keilor Park side. And on that note, let's introduce you to their starting 11 for this weekend. Now, number 2, Kennedy Leighton. Number 3, Amelia Ingalls. Number 7, Bessie Michael. Number 8, Tamsin Smith. Number 9, Margaret Lena. Number 12, Ian Power. Number 16, Jessica Sheehan. Number 20, Salmon Capanisha. Number 21, Maggie Byrne. Number 24, Abby Holmes. And number 28, Rune Commodore. As we are greeted by the sheer power of the aircraft in the region, of course, as anyone's been out this way, quite close to the airport, and so hopefully there's many happy travellers around us, but potentially some happier travellers a little bit closer down to earth with the visitors, with their lineup commencing with number 1, Charlotte Ray Horrison, number 6, Ellen Tulevsky, number 10, Dragana Klajic, number 12, Yasmin Popovic, number 16, Alana Filipovic, number 22, Eva Harrington, number 29, Isabella Trubiado, number 30, Holly Massey, number 34, Brandon O'Looney, number 35, Mitsu Yamada, and number 51, Olivia Edwards. Our refereeing department for this afternoon is
good. Set up.
Alongside it, we have Joshua Lee, Emmanuel Abiona, and John White on forfeit duties.
Yeah, happy with that. One more drop in, Tam.
Our hosts playing in their extremely traditional all-purple kits, kicking from left to right in this first half, visiting Preston in their red and white combination, right to left. Now, I do want to make a preemptive apology to you all at home. Our effects marker today is on the touchline and between the 2 technical areas. God help us all.
Be on the track if we need. Yazzie on the track. Organise it. Yazzie, organise now.
And Byrne gets her first touch of the afternoon. A goal kick, certainly as far as you'd go as a keeper. A goal kick being your first touch is always a very happy first touch.
Reshape. Holly. Drop off. Drop off.
Re-drop.
Lance, a bit more comms there, okay? On it! Not too wide, Lance. Good.
Edwards with the long ball forward. There's also been one of 2 former South Melbourne players in this current Preston side. Not Edwards' first stint with the Lionesses, of course, with she originally crossing the divide in the other direction. The long ball throw from Power, former Lioness herself. Cross from Abby Holmes, originally from Newcastle. That's the original, not the one up in New South Wales. Collision between Ray Horson and Holmes. Ray Horson very much needing medical assistance as the physio is quickly whipped onto the pitch. Looks things, it's not a head injury. It might have been something to do with shoulder. Didn't exactly get the cleanest view as the incident happens. As things stand, Holmes will get away with things. But it's very much a strong warning side to Ray Horrison. The Geordie certainly does not hold back. And a nice little fist bump there between Holmes and Ray Horrison, showing no harm, no foul, no ill feelings between the two.
No!
Great to see, just strong, firm, but friendly competition. As we will get back underway, now the physio is off the touchline. Off onto the touchline.
Yeah, Rita, closer. Yes, Rita. Go on, up.
Talevsky tucks back in for Ray Horrison. Ray Horrison looking for Edwards. Edwards making use of her far side wing.
Good. Open. Get in, Rita.
Great bit of defensive work there from Eva Harrington. Certainly having another great afternoon so far.
Yes, Maggie.
Chance for Lionesses to break here as they try to progress. Fire Trubiano. Trubiano not quite having the friendliest ball to chase down. Throw for the Austria by another former South Melbourne player in Jessica Sheehan. One of three players that were part of last year's Nike FC Cup winning side. The only player, of course, in all purple today. Harrington. Great distance behind that throw. Can't quite get to Klajec. There will just be a goal kick.
Yes, good. Good. Yes, Ollie. Bravo.
Klajec, the third of three of those former South Melbourne players, and of course 2025 Cup winners. Goal kick in from Byrne, doesn't quite find the head of Holmes. Flick on, brought down by Holmes. Turnover, relatively unforced. Possession can be quickly regained.
Second. Good. Down. Go, Bennett. You got it. You got it. Benny, yes. Yes, Benny, get it. Good. Ready for the help.
Marder.
Yeah, good stuff. Good.
Zalewski making use of Edwards, who's got acres of space there.
What's the long track?
Not a bad looking long ball there from Tasmanian, who has gone to ground. Whereas, as you might have been able to notice throughout this game so far, is playing with a bit of a medical brace. Now, she has had a few issues with her hips in her playing time. So hopefully it's nothing too major. Edwards does have the most players among these two sides. Being the only player so far to have over 100 appearances in the women's top flight. So it'll be interesting just what goes on here, given the possessions of the time. The drop ball has been given to the visitors, with Popovic having the turn to get us underway. Long ball sent forward, but shall be only met by Yamada. Two Japanese nationals on the field of play at present.
Keep going, Bola.
Byrne with the diving save. Maggie Byrne, one of three former Preston players in this Keilor Park starting 11. Here's Holmes. Doing well to kick the ball and play. Commodore opts the play wide. Up towards Lena.
Maggie, get higher there!
Unable to find the American Marguerite Lena on this occasion. Certainly. So you keep an eye on Lena throughout this game. I certainly will set me quite key for Keilor Park this afternoon as the game progresses. And that is a very intense challenge there from Ray Orison. Goal kick has been awarded. But certainly the intensity between Holmes and Ray Orison is really heating up. A bit like the weather out here. So it's easy to forget that we are in the middle of autumn with this fantastic sun.
Go on then!
Plajec
Big win!
trying to provide support for her wing back.
Good! Relax this side.
As the Lionesses slowly trying to build their way out of their own half. Long ball sent forward, eventually end up with Yamada. Yamada tucks in for Filipovic, crossing in. That will be a goal kick. With that, Preston do have their first crack at goal, or their first proper crack at goal. With that, perhaps it can be a bit understandable while they haven't quite hit full strides this season, given both their squad, collective experience, and their known abilities. Here's Ray Orison. Edwards looking to probe Keilor as Lena forced her back a bit. Nice challenge there from Holmes. As Zalewski tucks in for Ray Horrison. Popovic. Plajic under pressure. It's out to release. And sends, looks to be Trubiano there. Filipovic. Harrington, like use of the head. Back with Plajic. Massey. Massey with the cross. Can someone make Massey's ball? Not quite. Cleared by Power. Another one of those former Preston players in this Keilor Park starting 11. As we shall have our first call of the afternoon. And is Plajic with both the duty and the honour. Plajic certainly known for the quality of her boot. So I'm sure we're set to see a little bit of magic perhaps from the South Australian. Whipped in. Plajic can't find a teammate's head. As a handball is given. At least from our angle, it looked as though the handball was in the other direction. Which, while we can't exactly hear what's being said at touchline, choose your own headphones. One can only assume that said conversation is quite similar to our own line of sight prior to the foul. Anyway, here's Massey. Massey shoots. And it'll be a goal kick.
That's all right, next time we go again.
And eventually we will get another match ball to replace the one that's gone for a bit of a walk, I'd say. And with that, we can get you a couple of score updates from across the division. Down at Casey Fields, in the battle of the bottom sides, it is presently Melbourne City 1, Bentley Greens 0.
Don't drop, don't drop.
Eyes in our other 3 o'clock game this afternoon is presently 1-0 in favour of Box Hill down at Dorothy Laver. And so as things stand, should things remain in Box Hill's favour, they will at least see out this afternoon top the league. With Burundara winning 3-2 last night at Spring Hills.
Yes, Sam! Gotta go with back, come on! There you go, Holly! There you go, Holly! Pre-drop! Open drop! Yes, Bella! Bravo, Bella, yes! Good!
Power. Can't quite find a teammate on this occasion. Trubiano. Holmes is sent after the turnover. Chance for Holmes. She shoots! And there's our opener! 1-0 for the Geordie. 1-0 for the Keilor Park. It is Keilor Park 1, Preston 0. And what a fantastic bit of play there from the former Durham striker. And while Keilor certainly have quite a young side overall with their squad, when you've got people up front taking charge, like our opening goal scorer Abby Holmes, you're in great experience, great educational hands. Here's Clutch. Cuts back for Edwards. Into Yamada. Quick 1-2 with Filipovic. Yamada still in control. Tries to beat her marker. Just can't get the ball around Betty Michael. Betty Michael has been around the grounds in her time in the top flight. Most recent club being Essendon. Cross sent in, collected instantaneously there by Byrne.
Yazzie D, organiser! Yazzie, gotta win, Yazzie!
Talevsky.
Yes, yes.
Klech. Quick 1-2 there between Talevsky and Klech. Klech. Trying to get that support through Massey.
Yes.
Shot denied there by Byrne.
Keep going, Preston, hey, keep going. Keep going.
That's from UET, what up?
Long ball sent. All that will do is give Preston a very much unpressured throw. Play quickly into Ray Horrison. Edwards. Ball turns over. Commodore. Holmes. Ooh. Not a bad looking ball there from the Geordie. Talevsky looks for the long range option. Harrison not quite on the safe wavelength as her centre half.
Mizu, don't get sucked. Long shoulder.
Shane with a throw for Keilor. Chance for Leda. Apologies. Chance there for Michael.
Slide across. Hey, slide one on. Mia, can slide on Mia. Here. Yeah, now we're back.
Slavsky with the long ball. Comes down off Sheehan. Preston still in control here. Chance for the visitors. Very much snuffed out there by Byrne. Narrowly in the 18 yards. Leighton in for power. Holmes flicks at the Commodore. Edwards gets there first. Talevsky looks centrally for Massey. Massey plays wide via Klech. South Australian also cut in a bit more centrally. It's Talevsky. Edwards. Klech again with the long ball. Receiving from Popovic this time around. But very much a strict agenda this afternoon from the visitors. Trying to play those long balls up the wing. Certainly understandable given how clogged, for lack of a better description, this Keilor backline is, particularly in the centre of the field. They can tuck in and hold firm. So that serves them quite well. Certainly, a bit unfortunate not to have a few more points given how they play. Indeed, it looks rather unfortunate not to at least have something a couple of weeks ago in their clash against the Royals.
Shape! Bella, shape! Bella, shape! Bella, in line with Holly!
Another cracking long throw there from Power.
In line with Holly. Get numbers in. Who you got? Maggie, higher. Good.
Indeed, what Power might lack in Asian experience, she certainly has in strength and style. Again, another tremendous ball there from the young wing back. Holmes looking to send Power. Can't quite get past Yamada. Is given the throw. And so again, the Osprey have a chance to make use of Power's cracking long throws. Long throw sent. Headed away. Looks to be Filipovic there. Hits support there from a fellow defender in Kennedy Layton. We have two Americans in the side. Join ourselves in the NPL via Colorado State. Power again, and very much Power by nature. Michael, unfortunate not to get the volley there. Smith, Edwards, flick it high, make sure no one can get to it. Clears for safety. Once again, chance for the young wing back. Just show how far she can throw. Moment of danger here. Ooh. Commodore, very unfortunate not to double their lead. Still got a chance, Commodore. Just glistening wide there, Ray Horrison. Fortunate escape. As far as things look from our angle, a controlled escape there for Ray Horrison. Long ball sent by Talevsky. Pushed on by Harrington. Tries their might. Their strategy of just playing up that far side wing, amping up the pressure, using their force, it's just not coming into much of a transformative opportunity for the Lionesses. As things stand, it is 1-0 Keilor Park. As the live table does look, Keilor will jump up to 10th. If things keep in their favour. Yamada by Horrison. Holmes in the area. We're not quite seeing enough of an opportunity to exert themselves there. Klajic. Yamada. Looks for Looney. Doesn't quite find the boot on. Edwards flicks it on. Can't initially find a friendly body. Play spread wide. Keilor can't break out of the home half for the time being. Leighton looks wide. Smith under pressure. Now to progress. To Ingles to knock it forward. To Levski, very much in control there for Preston. Finds Yamada. Filipovic. Popovic, apologies. Massey going alone. Eventually lose their footing there. Still pressed with the advantage. Klajic. Yamada. Popovic. Edwards. Triviano just can't force things forward. Looney looks to have a crack there herself. And Keilor given a spot of respite there.
Yes, don't jump.
As things stand, they do have the goal advantage. In terms of control of play, well, that's very much Preston's territory. Yamada. Popovic. To Levski. Finds Edwards once more. Plenty of space. Klajic. Edwards. The pressure from Commodore. Wins the turnover. Possession won and kept, at least for the moment. Ooh. That's a tackle and a half.
Hey, squeeze up! Squeeze up! Hey! Come here!
Yamada, the throw for Preston.
Get there!
Filipovic.
Good!
Michael with the clearance and the nutmeg.
Be aware of this space. Have Summer take her. Be aware of this space behind you, Mia. Nothing out. Buddy, go two.
Yamada looks a long throw, Looney. The British under pressure. Will find a captain in Klajic. Klajic for Harrington. Harrington trying to send to Trubiano. Trubiano under pressure. Needs to cut back in. Finds Klajic. Harrington again. This time, eyes Massey. Massey!
Hey, Lance.
Well timed reaction there from
I
Byrne.
need you going that way. Okay? Stay in the half space.
And with that, we do have a quick score update for yourselves from Casey Fields. It is Melbourne City 1, Bentley Greens 1. Playing Kipriot, find the equaliser. Corner whipped in. Headed away by Commodore. Chased down by Klajec. Zalewski. She's got space. She's got time. She's got Popovic as well. Zalewski. Ray Horrison. Preston continue. Just to creep back. Well, certainly safety in your own half. You do lose the advantage per the trade-off. Holmes. Very much under the hammer at the moment. Klajec. Yamada. Zalewski. Popovic. For Edwards. Popovic. Return the phone for Harrington. Harrington, unfortunate not to get that ball, but she will get that throw. Holmes not entirely impressed with her side. Call for a handball.
Keep going, let's go, let's go.
Very much ignored by our lead referee.
Let's go on here, let's go.
Corner for the Lionesses. Ball whipped in, whipped very high. And goal kick. Our lead referee seeing much same as ourselves.
Get him going, let it get him back. Shape.
Glancing touch at most off Zalewski. If not directly out from the corner. As Fisher's called on, just check on Byrne. Who looks as though they picked up a little bit of a knock upon their knee. And so, chance for a quick team talk for Keilor. Very much a team exclusive talk there for Preston. With their outfield players sorting things out themselves. Keilor just have a few quick sips. And you can't blame them. It's nice and sunny out there. And they are the ones doing all the work today. Well, we should be alright for the goal kick now. It's nice to see Byrne. Alright to continue. If anything, just a little bit sore. Whatever the issue was. As far as we are able to ascertain, for the time being, it was knee related.
Position, deep position. Deep position.
As we see, quite a firm challenge there upon Tamsin Smith. who is completely knocked out. And just slowly getting their breath back and the shock of it all. Unless all rights continue. Serious malice. That's not enough for our lead referee. So no cards for the time being. No cautions for that matter either. Holmes, Commodore, tries to take it back for Holmes. Cleared by Yamada. And once again, up trots Power. And with these long throws, it's very much Power by name, Power by nature. Power again with the long throw. Cleared by Popovic. O'Looney trying to bring it down. And that should be our first booking of the afternoon. A firm talking to there for Power. Unfortunate to get away with things there. Clayton very much staying the case there to our lead referee.
That's retaliation. What is that?
It's not reckless.
I do apologise for any vulgarities that have been picked up by our FX mic. As we did mention towards the top of the broadcast, it is very much between the technical areas. Of course, football being quite a passionate game, as we're seeing very fairly on the field of play. Emotions do flare from time to time.
Shape! The organised shape. Yeah, good. Get him organised. Yes, you look on your right. Knee lets you across. Knee across.
Yamada, Klajic, under pressure, leaning to the victor, Commodore, now feeling the full brunt of the Lionesses. Filipovic looks to send O'Looney, won't quite find the British on directly, but she does have to throw. Massey sends in the cross, can only find purple kits. Commodore
Bravo, Lance.
knocks it long. Talevsky brings it down. Commodore looks for the switch, managing to find Caponisha. Holmes looks for Michael, and it's knocked on by Harrington. It was with the clearance. Still with Keilor. Can they get their shot on? Shot from range. Very much not on target there. And very much on the roof of that Far Side Social Club facilities. Now, we did start the afternoon with 3 match balls. One was lost earlier. Can't say for certain whether or not it was retrieved by any of the spectators. And with that on the roof,
Good, that's good.
it might very much be down to one ball
Go on, then.
for the time being. Commodore
Deliver.
for Power. Power with the cross in. Collected by Ray Horrison.
Yeah, we've got to pass one. Get your players. Relax.
We do have apparently 3 minutes of regulation time remaining here in this first half. Power, so long for Holmes, just a bit too much power behind that ball.
Drive them here. That's completely fine. Feel free to drive them. Feel free to drive. Rena,
nonetheless, very much the right idea there from the young wing back.
No more yet. Because you have to. Yeah, now you've got to get across. Kennedy. Bring it here. Good, relax.
Shane with the throw. To Levski. Flicked up, but not entirely clear. This should do the trick now for Preston. Here's your Marder. O'Looney. Massive apologies. Based in the moment. Holmes sent in. Sends to cross it. Goes alone. Ultimately Holmes. One of those famous shot crosses that we do love in the league. It will be goal kick for Preston. We're certainly feeling all the pressure in the world at the moment, as we are just about a minute left of regulation time here at Keilor Park Reserve. As once again, we are rudely interrupted by a jetliner. Now we've had no indication, at least as of yet, from our fourth official regarding added time. As things stand, a conservative minute would suffice. Arguments for two can certainly be well understood. It's a prime opportunity, opens up for Preston.
Hell! And then he calls a free kick.
And a free kick is awarded to our hosts. Very lucky escape there for Keilor. And with that, we shall now get our confirmations from the fourth official. And it's 3 additional minutes minimum here at Keilor Park Reserve. That is 3 minutes from the fourth official. And with that going towards our half-time break, we can confirm there is no score changes in the other 3 PM games. Which half-time at Dorothy Laver, it is 1-0 in favour of the visiting Box Hill United. Whilst out Casey Fields is still 1-1 there between themselves and Bentley. Great bit of play there from the former Heidelberg United player Amelia Ingalls. Just extraordinary ball work from the defender. Harrington with the throw for Preston. Looks for Massey. Can't quite find it on this occasion. So that's with support. Ball turns over. And turns over again. Flivovic leaving for Popovic. Edwards. Wide for Yamada. Popovic. Into Edwards. Edwards going for a bit of a run herself, and why not? Certainly most capable. To Levski. Finds Flibovic. Which finding the body of power. With that, throw in. And so, very much later on in this half, with about 30 odd seconds left remaining on the clock. Can Preston find the equaliser they are desperately searching for here? Edwards sends in the long ball. Manages to find her target in Trubiano. Yamada.
No, but don't worry about them. Worry about your game. What's wrong with that option?
Looks for Massey. Massey just can't quite get the touch she wants there. And with that, it's all the time our referees need to see here is half time. Now, Senol NPLW clash is Keilor Park 1, Preston 0. And so, come join us in about 15 minutes or so for all the second half action in our match week 9 clash between Keilor and Preston. And welcome back to our second NPLW clash between Keilor Park and Preston. We do have confirmation of a substitution for the visitors. Placing number 12, Yasmin Popovic, is number 7, the Thai international, Natalie Olsen. Nice play as well. Olsen does hold New Zealand citizenship. And undeniably, as you'll see here as well this afternoon, Olsen would have been very much in contention for a couple of different international call-ups. Ultimately, as we did say, opting for Thailand. And that we are back on the way. Levski looking for that long ball again, not entirely panning out, but firms are very much firm for this Preston side. Harrington with the throw. Olsen getting her first touch of the game. Does well to hold off Lena. We do also have a score update for yourselves from around the grounds, this time from our 4 o'clock game at the Ven. It is presently the visiting South Melbourne, leading 1-0 there. Certainly a good day for the visitors elsewhere in the league, with Box Hill also leading 1-0 at Dorothy Laver. Otherwise is 1-1 down at Casey Fields, with Bentley getting their equaliser before half-time. Well, a fair bit before half-time, to be fair. Holmes trying to force some space. None's quite coming to her favourably. They do get their first call of the afternoon quite tremendously, given how advancing this Keilor Park side has been so far this afternoon. And it is Holmes with both the duty and the honour. As our lead referee urges on Holmes. Ball sent in. A bit of a bouncing ball there. With the Geordie going all damn busters on us. And we do have a player down. Not 100% certain on their identity. But play is finally stopped. Given that it looks to be almost certainly a head injury. Preston Pichot still gets to be called on as they are finally allowed onto the field of play. It looks to be their captain of the afternoon, trying to clutch. He's down on the ground there. Indeed, yes. He's very much clutch down there. So hopefully the Serbian dual national South Australian will be alright to continue. as things stand, it's not looking too nice.
Professional, what's going on? Is she okay? Keilor's giving them the ball, so we're going to start that. Yeah, good enough. Still don't know what's going on. Omar!
And he's great to see that Claich is finally back on her feet. Whether or not she's able to continue, still uncertain.
Forward, forward.
There's no movement, at least nothing specific in terms of movement from Adam Kalaich's bench. As best we can on the Kalaich's situation.
Make sure we really slide there.
As things stand,
When the ball goes this side, signing all the way
down
this
to
side.
10. Emotions are very much raging here at Keilor Park at the moment. Neither technical area is too pleased. But eventually, we shall get back to the football.
Go on, Benny, go for it.
Commodore
Go,
playing for power. Klaich certainly looking in brighter spirits. Which is always nice to see. And as far as we can tell, they are set to return to the field of play. And there we go, Preston back to full 11. And with that, a very, very firm welcome back at Dragana Klaich to the field of play. It is never nice to see players fall off injury. So when they are able to return, oh, it's just a nice sight for us all. Long ball sent towards Olsen. Gets possession off the body of Engels. Shot sent in. But very much not pressuring Maggie Byrne there in the Keilor goal. Certainly one of the more distinctive goalkeeper kits in the league is Maggie Burns. All pink. Well, very shades of pink. Looks things. Holmes does want to keep on her feet there after a very visible, at least from our perspective, tug of the shirt, showing that very little will actually faze the Geordie. And from one pressure to another, is round Looney, not quite finding Olsen, the intended target. Engels clearing the area as Keilor won't be able to progress. Right. Back and forth football for the time being. Once again, we are quite rudely interrupted by some holiday makers. A very common occurrence, given Keilor Park's location not far from Melbourne's main airport. Of course, why would anyone want to be anywhere else but here at the NPL? The once proclaimed centre of the universe, and understandably so. He's Sheehan. Commodore. Receiving from Capanatia. Shh. Not a bad idea there for the Japanese national.
And again, keep going
Ray Harrison. Just bringing us back into play via the goal kick. Lena. Massey. Nice little dance there between Margaret Lena and Holly Massey. Ingles fortunate there with the tackle. Olsen, I'm sure, not too pleased with that one. Regardless. Tickety boo as far as our referee is concerned.
Help him here!
Lena. What's it long for Holmes? Might have been slightly offside there, Holmes. But the flag stays down from assistant referee. Still with Holmes. Eventually, the Geordie is dispossessed.
What's the wrong one? Win the first ball, come on!
Livy, drop off! Livy, drop off!
Power, again, with the tremendous long throws. Shot sent in, glistening wide of Ray Harrison's post. Will be their second call of the arsenal for Keilor.
Set it up! Charlotte, set it up! Good, Bella! Watch the back post! Reed!
Corner ball, ripped in, finds out of Holmes. But nothing further concrete beyond that. And we shall, yes, another corner. It's played short, quite rapidly. And with that, cracking escape there from Preston. Not so much for the goal, just need to be readjusted. Now, it's not too often that you see the goals physically move during the game. They are exceptionally solid devices. So the fact that I was budged back at least half a foot, well, that shows how much force from the impact against the defender there was there.
A little bit more urgency, please.
Power, again, very much with the long throw. O'Looney. Dispossessed by Caponicia. Talevsky. Harrington. No time to escape. Collected by Ingles. Ingles can't find Holmes. The solitary Keilor Park forward today. Talevsky. And for a nice little walk with the ball, why not? You've got the space, use it. And certainly used it well this afternoon. Massey. Returned by Yamada. Edwards now. Looking for the long ball. Finds Yamada. Yamada can't bring it under control. Ingles. Briefly intercepted by Olsen. Still with Keilor for the moment. Summer Caponicia in particular. Long ball sent for Jess Sheehan. Gets her ball in. Calls for a foul from the Keilor technical area. Very much falling upon deaf ears. by Filipovic. It's not forward into Olsen. Olsen to cut in.
Away!
Shall be Sheeran's ball. Great bit of build up there from Trubiano to support Olsen. Here's Klajic. Filipovic finds O'Looney. O'Looney under pressure. Tries to get the cross. Not struck friendly there. And with that, will be a goal kick here. 60 minutes, been and gone. Still remains Keilor Park 1, Preston 0 in our Senol NPLW clash for our 9th match week of the season. Certainly incredible the fact that we've seen 2 months of NPL football. Those past 2 months having gone just as quickly as it arrived this year. Ingles. Filipovic dispossessing. Preston can't keep hold of it for the time being. Here's Runa Commodore. One of 2 Japanese nationals out there today. Long shot from Lena. Whoa! What a ball there from the American. And talk about something else. Bosch, 2-0 Keilor Park. And with that, we shall have a change for the visitors. Coming off the pitch is number 51, Olivia Edwards. She's to be replaced by number 41, Evelyn Kerr. The Tasmanian making her way off the pitch. Certainly had a strong afternoon. Also coming off the pitch today is number 10, Dragana Klajic, who's replaced by number 48, Eva Papaleo. So with that, Preston taking off both of their former South Melbourne players. Looney advancing strong, needs support. Yamada's there. Yamada with the cross in. None to get ahead to it for Preston. Papaleo getting their first touch of the game. Massey under pressure. Goes alone. And goes wide for the time being. Certainly playing the counter from Preston's technical area. And very much not a bad ball. Just going against her in the end, ultimately. With that, a chance for our hosts to make their first change of the afternoon. And can we confirm is number 7, Bessie Markham, coming off. And she's replaced by number 32, Abby Connolly. Connolly. Another one of those former Preston Lions players in this Keilor Park setup. Making it 4 former Lionesses on the field for Keilor. And given that there's always a bit of movement between clubs, particularly in the women's game within the league, a fact that we've currently got 4 players from the same former club at the same time is quite tremendous, at least from a statistical point of view. It's a bit unusual. Usually when you've got as many players from the same club, fully split between the two sides. There you go. Here's Lena. Collected smoothly by Ray Horrison.
Take it forward, look up. Yes. Let's go.
Connolly.
Man on.
Now, not quite finding a target. Collected by Harrington.
Open up.
Here's Levski.
Open up. You got turn. Good time.
Harrington. Looking for Olsen. Collected by Amelia Ingalls.
Let's go forward.
Preston very much pumping up the pressure here. Well-timed dispossession there by Ingalls. Finds Holmes. Holmes beats Harrington. Ingalls getting tight for Holmes. And again, she beats Harrington. Cross sent in by Marguerite Lee. On the opposite wing. In for Power, who knocks it back towards goal. Curve the ball, not going in Power's favour. And it turns over. Presently with Natalie Olsen, the Thai international. O'Looney. Back into Olsen. Olsen trying to make away around Sheehan. A cracking tackle there. And not exactly the positive sense there from Ingalls. Very, very physical challenge. Apparently all ball. The final challenge there from Connolly being the one to give away the free kick. And we'll have a brief break in play. We do have a score update for you all at home. And with a couple of quick goals, it's presently 3-1 Melbourne City down at Casey Fields. It's becoming quite a lovely afternoon there for the young citizens of their development outfit. And a bit of market action in the box, somehow cleared off the line. There is a player down. Looks to be Ingalls. Play is stopped. Preston preparing to make their third substitution of the afternoon. As Ingalls is back on her feet. It's great to see. And Keilor Field will be the number 29, Isabella Trubiano. She's replaced by number 55, Erica Di Teller. Lena. Taps for Commodore. Commodore will need support. She's forced back into the defence. Here's Byrne now. With a long punt forward. Power. It's possessed by Massey. Power very much on Massey's tail. Switch from Yamada into Telefsky.
Get to the middle.
Telefsky into Harrington. It's almost caught out there by Sheehan.
It goes.
Telefsky. The throw for Preston. It's a bit central towards O'Looney. O'Looney getting the play. Go ahead. So eventually occurring. is Holmes. Holmes knocks it forward for Caponicia to chase.
Well done, Nav. Well done, Nav.
As it is Kerr who ultimately clears the area.
Not too deep, not too deep.
And so, Shin jogs in the place for the throw. Shouts for a handball from our hosting technical area. So there's been quite a common occurrence. I haven't been too successful with those handball calls, it has to be said. What I do find is themselves in an offside position, however. Ray Horrison is quickly back into play. Lena collecting control once again from Keilor Park. Massey very physically, not through her own direct force anyway, against Commodore to regain possession for Preston. The clearing touch. Preston do have to throw. Certainly increasing physical intensity here at Keilor Park Reserve. As Caponicia sends forward Holmes. Holmes needs to work alone here. She tries to battle around Kerr. Kerr opts for clearance. And so, once more, we shall see what's been so far this afternoon. Absolutely stellar long throws from Mia Power. The young Keilor Park win back. And forward. So you have it's another Preston player, a current one for that matter as well, presently down. Looks like it is Talevsky. Slight glare is not exactly helping us out too much at the moment. The throw is very much sent in, breaking into the 18-yard area. Keilor just can't control things deep in that final third at the moment. Ball sent for Olsen. Olsen needs to cut back in a bit as the momentum dies off. Serious injury concerns continue here for Preston. The player going down after the ball was out, but given what has been going on here this afternoon, question does need to be asked. What is going on here, given the amount of injuries taking part, given the apparent ease of them to keep occurring again and again and again? Certainly questions that are being asked by visiting. As you can see, there is very much a deep conference among our refereeing departments. They do have plenty of chatter across their radios at the moment. And so, do await decision here.
It's our drop ball. Let's go on it. I think it's drop ball.
As the Preston physio is able to return to their technical area and hopefully won't be needed out on the field again today. They've certainly had a very busy afternoon, which is never a pleasant experience for any side. Indeed, it was Senol dealing with all the injury issues there. She's been allowed to return to the field of play, which is great to see. Is Massey. Massey from range. Into the body of Byrne. Overall, Byrne perhaps hasn't had too much to do today in terms of what you might expect in such a high intensity clash between the two sides. Which, from a goalkeeper's point of view, it's always a positive. A quiet day is usually a very happy day. Indeed, it's fair to say today is a very happy day, at least so far for Maggie Byrne. When she has been called into action, she's been consistently at the utmost pinnacle of composure. Ingles. Lena under pressure. As you may notice, there's been some tactical adjustments from Keilor. Both Sheen and Power have switched wings. So perhaps might have a bit of a closer view of those cracking long throws from the young wing back. Indeed. Speaking of which, is Power with the throw. Talevsky opts for safety. The ball pinging off those extra goals on the touchline. Well, not quite the touchline, but at least the touchline as far as our spectators are concerned. Ultimately, just a goal kick.
Even our drive.
Here's a collection there for Talevsky. Coming centrally for Ray Horace. Holmes under pressure and turnover via the throw. No. Yes?
Go, Randy Carr. Come on, Andy. Come on, Bubble.
Well, the one certainty we do have is Keilor will have a substitution.
Come on, Andy.
Well done, Abby.
With some
Well done, Abby.
uncertainty between our referees. One thing is certain is, after a
on,
cracking day at the
Gallagher.
office for the Geordie, it's an early rest for the number 24, Abby Holmes, as she's replaced by number 31, Annika Gallagher. And with that, we got to 5 former Preston players on the field for Keilor Park. Long ball, long shot from Sheen, collected by Ray Horrison. Ball going out off the head of Papaleo there. It's always better safe than sorry. Ingalls. Lena bring the ball under control. Very firmly pressured there by D. Teller. Back with Lena. It goes alone. Lena. Oh, off the crossbar. And giving her tremendous goal earlier this afternoon, earlier this half. I mean, why not? The American has been absolutely superb this afternoon. We can give you a couple of score updates, both from the first and second division. We're now 5-1 at Casey Fields. Obviously, absolutely flying away. It's the seemingly already relegated Bentley, despite it only being 2 months into the season. Otherwise, it's presently 3-0 at Series 5th Reserve for the former NPL side, Brunswick Juventus. They are taking on the ever hopeful Banyule City.
Right. Hey, what's your player? Here! Annie, drop in! Annie, help, help!
Massey. Cross sent in by Papaleo. Commodore knocks it towards the middle of the pitch. Getting back by Yamada. Yamada again in control here. Opting for Ellie Teletsky.
Annie, great. It goes. It goes. Go, Reed. Win, no foul.
Massey. Flicks for Yamada. Look forward. Brought down via the body of Ingalls. Cracking battle there between Papaleo with Gallagher. Harrington. Massey. Looks for Olsen. As it is cleared by Leighton. The other American in this Keilor Park starting 11. Harrington. The cross. And with a good bit of function, there's the goal as well for Preston. And as far as we can ascertain, it is number 7, the LA substitute, Natalie Olsen, who's been awarded the goal there. So with that, Keilor Park 2, Preston 1. And with call it 6 minutes of play remaining. Bit of injury time. Could be looking at 10 minutes remaining overall. It's very much game on here at Keilor Park.
Wait back, Abby! Wait back, Abby!
And frustrations again to continue for the Preston technical area. Filipovic flicking it on. Harrington, the throw for Preston, finds Ingalls. And the handball given. An exceptionally dangerous area as well.
Beware shot! Hey!
Alana Filipovic with the honour for Preston.
Get it at least to the edge.
And so, what can Filipovic make of this? What could prove to be the most intriguing of moments, the most intriguing of games.
Double change for
Well, sent in by Filipovic
good serve.
and cleared by Keilor.
This one again.
Just wait a second. Just wait a second. Just wait a second.
Look out.
Massey sends it in. Danger clear for the moment is Harrington. Could you go alone here? Not quite.
Get up.
It is absolute
Good winner.
mania in the box there.
Hey. Bring this away.
Gallagher flicking it on for Commodore, but on this left, collects. Filipovic, the optimistic on the ball.
Neil Swirl.
It's Leighton versus Alton,
Yes.
and goal kick is awarded. And so, with that, Coff's pitch. It's number 16, Jessica Sheen, as she's replaced by number 15, Olivia De La Plaza Sanchez. Also set to come on is number 43, Hunter Gersovic. With Summer Caponicia to be the other of the double substitutes for Keilor. Who eventually shall make their way off the field of play. And with that, a chance for you to bring a couple of score updates across the league. It is half time at the then. It remains Bulling 0, South Melbourne 1. Isaac Dorothy Laver is presently Alamein 0, Box Hill 2.
Let's go, Reed. Yes.
And with that, we do need a spare ball.
Let's win it.
As Powell opts to give. This is another one of her cracking long throws. Tulevsky marshalling that out for the throw. That's a great bit of intelligent play there from Tulevsky. As he palms off for Harrington to take. And again, throw for Preston.
Let's go, Preston! Lift it up! Too far!
Harrington again with the throw for Preston. Then clear by Ingles. Let's just quickly have a quick look at the live table for your home.
What's here? Get there!
Preston stand. Box Hill will end the afternoon. Top off the table. Unless Boy can come back. Massey now with the throw.
Who's getting it? Who's taking?
Nice for the time being.
Go on, Annie. Go on,
This
Annie,
is at
with
the
it.
event, South Melbourne. Rise up the fourth. And shouts for a fair throw. Waved away.
Wait. Go shot.
Otherwise, Keilor Park
Relax.
will go 6 points clear off the drop zone. With City's almost certain victory, meaning that our visitors here today, Preston, will drop into that bottom two.
Last one, Preston!
All right, ample action at both at the top and the bottom of the table here in the Senol NPLW.
Apple. Use Bizu. Good, Della.
With tomorrow's clash between Essendon and Melbourne Victory, set to provide
Hey, midfield.
ample more action and quite likely a fair bit more movement in the league. Time being will be goal kick for Keilor.
Yeah, Maggie, tight in there. Tight in there. Shell's to get the ball.
Wrestling stands shall keep all 3 points here this afternoon. O'Looney,
Win, win.
Massey,
They're in it.
under pressure. Harrington's able to provide some respite for them.
Close.
Ingles, a stretching interception. Keilor will get the throw.
Let's go, let it back, Preston!
I have confirmation from our full official. It will be a minimum of 5 minutes here at Keilor Park Reserve.
Hey, back. Bring up, player.
And you can certainly feel, you can certainly hear the desperation in both sides. Preston adamant they deserve at least a point this afternoon. As for Keilor, well, they want those 5 minutes to come and go very, very quickly.
One more coming in, Dallum.
Corner ball whipped in into the body of Holly Massey. Sends it back out for Olsen to send it in. But initial gloves there. Cows in the box.
On the keeper! On the keeper!
And there shall be a corner again for Preston.
Pick up!
This time it shall be Flumovic to take the set piece.
Hey, watch the on the keeper, Ref!
Corner ball sent in.
Get out! Get back!
Here's away. Ends up with Harrington.
Yeah, Kay! Pick a player! Get a player! Get a player! There's one here!
Well, it's fair to say it's going to be all a bit chaotic here at Keilor Park. But you gotta love it, just the sheer passion, the sheer determination. It's what the beautiful game is all about. Preston shall have themselves get another corner. As we've already seen 2 of the 5 additional minutes played.
Go, Nanny!
Harrington.
Yeah, Max!
And for Olsen. On side as well. Cleared by Commodore. Just far enough as well.
Players! Who you got? Abby, who you got?
As
Yes,
Liam
Abby!
finds
Yes, Abby!
the more firmer clearing touch. And he's playing off that throw.
Away! Pick up!
And Keilor, despite being absolutely pristine this afternoon, they are the side feeling all the pressure at the moment. Preston really roared into life, particularly the last 10-15 of regulation time. Which will be the last 5 of time allowed. But will it be enough? Goal kick Keilor to the absolute sheer joy of their technical area. Something I'm sure you can all hear quite cleanly at home. Our effects mic, as I mentioned a couple of times, is snug between the 2 technical areas, which sure to provide a few extra bits of excitement for yourselves at home. Once more, goal kick Keilor Park. With 1 minute remaining, at least in terms of what's been indicated.
Annie, just stay in the middle of the
Can
right now.
Keilor keep all 3 points?
Yeah, keep it. Towards Amelia Mill.
So we can
Go on,
confirm
Get the play, Mill.
one of our 3
Offside.
p.m. games this afternoon has finished. It is full time at Casey Fields. Melbourne City 5, Bentley Greens 1. And that is one, if not the luckiest goal I have seen. Natalie Olsen sneaking it in. The most delightful of taps for Preston. It is Keilor Park 2, Preston 2. And with that, and there's our final whistle. So with that, Preston managed at the very death of the fixture, managed to draw themselves back out of the relegation zone, but it is exceedingly tight there down at the bottom of the table. Keilor, despite their efforts, just couldn't quite hold on long enough. But it's been a tremendous fixture, and certainly shown why, well, arguably, this was set to be match of the round. And if you saw what we saw today, well, you know in your hearts, this has been match of the week. Tremendous bit of football here at Keilor Park Reserve. Otherwise, elsewhere around the grounds, we're still awaiting the final official whistle at Dorothy Lowder Reserve. But as things stand, it will be a 2-0 victory for the time being. Go top of the table. Otherwise, across at the Ven, it remains Bulleen 0, South Melbourne 1. Excellently tight in the top 4. Otherwise, for ourselves here at Keilor Park Reserve, well, we've seen the highs, we've seen the lows. We've seen plenty to think about for the coming weeks. But for ourselves here in the Senol NPLW, that's all we've got time for this match week. Hope you enjoy yourselves. For all, I've been William Bance, and until next time, cheerio.